Hey, it's been a minute. Thanks. We're live. We're doing stuff. We are picking up where we left off. I think I've got Weblogic, and I'm going to get the goal is to get a JEE app deployed to this Weblogic container that we made. So I'm going to pick up kind of where we left off. I got a little distracted earlier, but we're going to pick up from where we left off and just keep on keeping on. So let's share. Let me show you where we're at, and we don't need to see my mug. Let's put me down there. So here's what we're doing. We're picking up where we left off. We were trying to start this WebLogic container. We tried doing this properties file, and we decided, hey, we're going to export this and then see if this works. Run manage server not a valid identifier 8801. So that wasn't working. Let's see if I'm doing this right. I think that's all we have to do. Or I could do it like this. Let's export this. And then, right. So it's still saying empty. So let's take a look. So it's looking for this MS1. My name is Sean. I'm just doing stuff. And I'm doing it live so that you can kind of share along. I started this morning saying, hey, I wanted to do some JE, do some migration stuff, but I got stuck. That WebLogic turns out isn't easy. There's no like container. There's no easy thing for a developer to do. I had to build an image with the JRE and the binary bits, and I had to build my own. And then once I built that image, then I had to configure it with a domain. So that's where we're at. I've done the things. It took about 90 minutes, which was actually pretty surprising. Good. To go from 0 to the documentation was good enough where I could get up and running in 90 minutes. That's good, but we're kind of stuck here. We have an admin running. So if I go here, Docker PS, I see, wait, why? I'm running on that machine. Why is that not running? We did this. Let's go back, and we did the admin. We did this. Oh, it's already in use. So it says like, hey, yeah. Wait, so why isn't it showing up here? Am I running okay, like it's doing stuff. No. Why isn't it showing up here? What am I not doing? What am I not doing? I said, hey, this admin container, we redid it, and then it says, hey, there's admin containers already in use. What am I not seeing? Docker context list. So I only got one, so that's like I didn't run it like in a weird spot. So why isn't it showing up? Maybe that stopped. So it's just saying like, hey, the container is already in use. So let's just do this. Docker stop that container, and then Docker RMI that container. Error response, no such image. Run. Okay, now let's run that admin again. Maybe it's in a weird state. So this is the admin server. Okay, it's saying, yeah, that's cool. Let's run. Docker PS. There, so it's up and running. I don't know why. Cool. That's running. And now we want to do, I wonder if that was part of the other issue. So now we want to run the managed instance, Docker, this guy, run managed server. Run not a valid identifier. Run managed server. Am I in the right spot? Oh, I didn't do. Hello. This one. Now it's back to the same thing where it's trying to do this. So I'm going to remove that export. I'm going to say those properties. I think this should work. But it's still saying MS1. So the admin host is blah. The name of the managed server to be started is MS1. So when I start this run managed server, when I start this, what I want to do is I should be able to go through this script. It's going to do these things. It's going to say, hey, the managed name, the managed server name to be started, right? That's what we should see when I run this. But that's not what I see first. I see this part. Export environment variables from this property file. That's where we want those properties to be. Okay, and now it's not going to run these methods, right? It's not going to do these in order. It's going to do those functions. It's going to do this. It's going to do admin host first, and it's going to set admin host to admin container, and that admin container should match. And then after admin container, it's going to run managed name, and we go up here to managed name, and it says the name of the managed server to be started is managed name. Let's see if we see that. Name of the managed server to be started is MS1. That's what we want. And after managed name, we should see maped port. And what we'll see is Docker port will be mapped to managed server port. Docker port will be mapped. Now look at this. It did not give me a managed server port. Why? Because it did not read those files from here. Okay, so it didn't read those values. And that's the only value that I need is this managed server port. That's the only value that I need from this. But why? What's different from what I did over here? Over here, I was doing this set and all this, but where did I do that? Like, I called this set E and B. And here I do this set E and B manage. Did I call this set E and B inside my run managed server or in my run admin? Did I call set E and B? Yes, I did. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't do this part. I didn't do this part in the run managed server, so I didn't get those properties, did I? Here I'm saying, hey, run this scripter. So it's slightly different, and I get it. I'm just trying to reuse the same properties. So I get it. If I'm doing this domain thing, they're probably not going to come from the same properties because I've got an admin server and the managed server. So it's probably just me, but you know what? The documentation didn't help me out here. Where did I put the docs? Let's go see if I'm missing anything. No, not that. I should have this. Here? Here we go. So this is where we were. This is what we were doing. We're in here. It didn't tell me anything different. It said this. We did this part. Run managed server with base MS. Pass into the script the name of the managed server you want to run, and the host port will be mapped to the managed server port defined in managed server port. To a managed server port one, right? So this, we found out that port doesn't work. That's not going to work. So we switched it, and then this just does not work. So access. So we're kind of at the end of the docs that we've been using. So we are start a container from the image. We did this. The script sets the environment variables, configure the domain. We did that. The properties are set as environment variables are here. When you set domain name, when you set domain name, the domain name equals, okay. The domain directory needs to be externalized by using data volumes. We did that. The admin server, as well as the managed server, needs to read write to the same domain home. I think that's okay. I think that's okay to facilitate setting environment variables, defining properties, and running the admin server and managed server. We did this, right? We did that. So we did this one. This one works. We think it's up and running, and now we're trying to run this managed server to run. Like from reading this, I want to do both, right? I don't want to just run the admin server. I want to run both, the managed server and the admin server. Access the admin console. So we'll come back to that. I just want to get this up and running. So I think that I can hard code this, but I don't know if I want to. The thing that we did different here is we said the admin host, cool, we echo that out, and then we say managed name, managed server container true. So we're passing more env args. So I feel like the part that I missed here is this part, right? That we did over here. I feel like I'm gonna guess that if I do this, I don't have scripter. I have properties stir. I think I want to do something similar. I feel like if I do this, I say, hey, what up? And I want to run, what do I call it? Oh wait, there it is. Never mind. So what's up here? I'm on run manage, and look at, it's right here. Scripter properties, domain properties. So properties file. Wait, this happens. When does this happen? This should happen before this happens, but it's after this happens. So I'm passing this properties file, and this is scripter contain. Where do I get scripter? Scripter equals this, but this is happening before this, right? Because set context gets called. Where does set context? It doesn't get called. Oh, it gets called right here. Okay, sorry. So we did this, and then we call set context. It says, hey, yeah, unable to determine working directory. Context for Docker build is, do we see that? Context for Docker build is this. All right, and then it does scripter, container scripts, set env scripter, properties, domain properties. So that should work. The only thing we did was we said, hey, here's the property file. But then we say export environment variables from the ms1 properties file, where we did the set context. We echo the admin host. What I'm looking for is export environment variables. That was this part, right? why did this part happen? Why did this part happen twice? Because we do what? After we do context Docker build, we say this, make it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I'm not sure why we get this export environment variables from the MS1 properties file twice. So this MS1 is $1. Right, we're gonna see that here. If this, then cool and stuff. So it's not that. So we're here, $1 export environment variables from the, which MS1 property file, except we set this context using the scripter properties. Chasing this. Where are we going? We're not. So that's got to be in here. This set EV, right? What is even happening? Cannot open file. Export. I'm a little stuck here where I'm not following. So the first time it comes through, it's like, yeah, cool, right? The first time it comes through here, it says this, like, do the thing. Then, yeah, just follow with me. Sorry. No. We're in this one. The first time it comes through, it's like, hey, Jam, let's do this thing. And it says this, export. And we see that right here. It keeps on going. It doesn't run this part, right? Because that's a function. It hasn't called that function. The next thing it does is it calls that function. And so we're going into this function that's been defined, and it says scripter, this is where we're at, if blah, it says cool, context for Docker build is scripter, and that's exactly what we see. Okay. Then it does this. It says, hey, scripter, run container script set env with scripter properties, domain properties. Fantastic. So it's saying, hey, go do this thing with the properties file, which is this. Okay, that makes sense to me. So now our environment should be set. So it's done that, and it's going to keep on going. Now I should see this. But why don't I? Because I ran this, and then I ran this. Why don't I see this next? Instead, I see this again. Why don't I see? Why do I see that twice? Why is that 5? So I should be able to do this. Let me go back here. I don't want to confuse myself. let's just do this. And let's do it like as their documents say. And let's see what happens. What happens is, let's do this. Here, let's run that again. Okay, we're running the same thing. But look at, oh wait, let's unset. Sorry, unset. What did I say it was? Unset. Properties file. Properties file. Okay, cool. Now let's clear that. Okay, what we see this time is export from the property file, which there's no value there. It says context for the build is this, but then it does this thing. It says so inside of here, we did the context, we did the set context, it did this thing. It said context is scripter, and then it goes and runs this set EAV for domain properties. In what I'm thinking is that in domain properties, we have a properties file value set. In domain properties, we don't have a properties file set. Okay. So it's trying to do that, and it says, hey, cannot open file, MS1 for reading. What would I do here? Should we just try this? Should we try the hack that we've been doing? Let's ln properties, domain properties to MS1. Like, what could go wrong? Right? And now I have a file called MS1. Oh. Cannot link to a non-running container. Admin container as MS. Wait. What? So it did the thing. It did what it was supposed to do. Context. It gives me all the stuff, and then it says admin host. The name of managed server to be started is MS1. Docker port 8801 will be mapped to managed server port 8001. Admin host is admin container. So let's run it. We say docker run do this, and we say admin host is admin container, and then we give it a name of MS1. Oh, but for some reason our Docker container stopped. Okay, so this is what was happening earlier. So we saw that happened. So let's do this. We're going to be a little fancy. We're going to run the admin server here, like this. And we gotta do our thing. Docker RM. It's already stopped. RM. Okay. Now let's run the admin server. It's up. Now let's run the managed server, and we gotta do that. Docker RM. And let's run that again. Okay. Cannot link to non-running Docker container. Docker PS. Like, you just saw it ran. I just saw it ran. What happened here? All I want to do is get Weblogic. There's got to be somebody. I'm gonna have to call for help, I think, on this. Thinking. Let's remove all things. doing the images. How did I get the process? Oh, I did this. And hey, run it, and then it told me the process. Really getting ready. Docker RM, that guy. And the MS1 says, hey, I can't do it. It goes over here. Name this admin. Docker RM. Okay, so okay, those are gone. So Docker PS, run the admin. Just checking my stats here. Run the admin. Run the managed. There. Now we're running, right? Docker PS. Hey, holler. Docker logs. Oh, Docker logs. Control-C-V. Domain is holler. Waiting for Weblogic admin server. Docker logs. C-V. Uh-oh. Domain creation failed. Please check the domain logs. Domain location is not writable. Okay. Oh, we're making progress. We can figure this out. This is doable, right? So we saw this. We said, hey, this domain. This maps. So in that -v of the startup script. Let's do this. Let's jump over to where that was running. Let's close this window. And what we were doing was we were over here. We were on that server, and we did some interesting things. We said users host temp, and we had. Now we don't have a temp. This is where we were mapping things. So let's do. How come it says dot is owned by root? Ooh, I can do that. It's me. So it writes this map. Oh, I see. It was because of the link. So the link goes over to here. So if we cd to there. All right. When we started this is where we want it to write. So that was over here in that admin startup in the admin script. We pass that along. Run admin server down here in where we did the Docker, the -v, we passed in, here's where we're going to run it. So properties are going to be mapped to properties, and this domain host vol is going to map to here. So what we need is, we need a domain, and that domain, right, this Oracle user projects domains, it said, or down here, Oracle user projects domains, we need to pass in, we need a directory called domain name. And in our case, the domain name is MS1, right? So let's make sure MS1. And now let's try. I think that's all that it is. It's like, hey, I can't make that directory. Could you please do that for me? And let's try again. So Docker PS is going to be like, hey, oh wait, is this is the managed one, but the admin stopped. So can I just run the admin? Can I just say, what did I call it? We're in admin server. Name admin host. I think I should just be able to like Docker start. Okay, let's do it. It's gonna tell us. I go do like run admin server. It's gonna be like, hey, that's already up. So let's say Docker start / admin container, and let's say Docker logs admin container, and it's initializing. Look at this. Domain creation failed. Oh, so my domain. So instead of the MS1, I got to change it to my domain. All right, so let's do Docker PS, Docker stop, this one. Okay. We're gonna get through this. We are gonna have a Weblogic container. And I feel like I'm going back in time a little bit, but that's okay, right? My friends, your friends, are using Weblogic. We want them to be successful. We want them to smile when they're driving home, that they've done something, they've moved things forward. I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to understand their pain a little bit, and I'm trying to help them move forward. So let's do this. Let's get rid of that one because we're going to change it up a little bit. And then we should be able to do Docker PS. And this guy says, hey, cool, but we're just going to go ahead and stop. Right, Docker stop this guy. And then we're going to just remove it because we're going to make a new one. And we're going to see if we can help our friends move forward at some point. Docker RM, this guy, Weblogic. And let's keep on going. So we're changing it up a little bit. What did I do? I have this MS1 pointing here. I'm going to remove MS1 and I'm going to ln-s properties domain.properties and I'm going to call it my domain because I think that's what we're looking for. So now let's do this. Run the managed server. We're going to run the managed server first because I think that's the order it's supposed to be in. Run the managed server, not MS1, my domain. No such container, so never mind. I got to do the admin server first. Hi.
Hi.
Run admin server domain properties.
How'd you know it's coming?
What?
How'd you know I was coming?
I heard you. I got the mic. So then we do the run managed server my domain. And here we go. So Docker PS, and if we do Docker logs on admin, blast, cannot touch domains, capital D, come on, that's over here. Wait a minute. It said, cannot touch domains, my domain, server domains, logs, my domain, no such file or directory, cannot open, no files remaining. Server state changed, failed. Okay, so the server name, my domain is unknown. Okay, so I got to change it. So where I was saying my domain, I got to change this. I gotta move my domain to my domain. Okay, and then I have to let's restart Docker PS. Docker stop this. How you doing, son?
Good.
Did you eat?
Yep.
What do you got here? Anything good? Yeah,
sorry.
these Sour Patch Kids. Oh, you already ate it? Oh, okay.
This is not good stuff.
Anything good for me? What is this? This looks good. Oh,
It's like a hard candy with like filling inside.
Yeah, I like those. So we stop that. And let's remove it. Let's remove that. So we're starting over again. All right?
All right.
So if I show Docker PS, say, hey, there's nothing running.
All right.
And then we're going to do this admin. We want to start the admin first. We know this now. Run the admin server. It's looking for my domain.
Are you
My
streaming?
capital. Yes, of course we're streaming. Like, why would I do this on my own? Like,
Hi.
oh, there. It says I got a new camera. Here you go. So let's run the admin server,
Is that the camera
and then let's run.
from the thing?
Yep, for the new thing that's coming. So now let's do this run manage server called my capital D. All right, now let's see what we got here. We want to do Docker logs / admin container.
We don't have to go tomorrow.
It says it's unknown.
We don't have to go tomorrow, so can I do this?
You don't have school tomorrow?
No, it's the election.
Unbelievable. Let's see what's happening here. It says
Do you like Smarties?
the server successfully established a connection with the domain level diagnostic service. Like, that's cool. Server state changed to admin. Server state change resuming. The default is this thing. Hey, we're doing stuff, but when we get down here, the server's in running mode. The server's running. And look at this. We see BEA. Error, configuration management. The server name, my domain, is unknown. The admin server. It says check if there's a restart required. Am I running Docker? No, I'm not running. I only have one container running. Oh.
What are you trying to
So
get
look,
to
it stopped. It failed. This is the admin server. The admin server is like bro.
What are you trying to get to run?
This server called Weblogic. This technology, as we learned earlier today, this technology was first introduced in 1997. Yeah. So,
30 years. 30 years.
a long time ago. Yeah. Long time ago. 26 years ago. Right? So, way before you were born. And I'm just trying to, like, fix it. But here's the thing. Java's running all over the world in all sorts of different places. And it just works. But things have changed. And sometimes it's harder to manage, and we want to go and update things. New laws, new competitors, new environments. So all of our friends that are running Weblogic, we want to help them. We want to help them. We don't know who they are yet. We know a few of them, but we want to help them. We want to help them go forward. So what we're going to do is,
Did you wave that?
we are going to, I was waving at our friends that are doing Weblogic. So what we're going to do is we're going to help our friends that are doing Weblogic by showing them how they can take their Java apps that were running in Weblogic. We're going to show them how they can do it in a container. But in order to show them first, we got to figure out how to do it ourselves. That's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
All right. So I've been at this for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm making a little bit of progress. I feel like this should stop pretty soon. No, it just keeps on restarting.
You finally put that up.
So let's do this Docker rm or stop. Stop, Evan. Let me think about what I did. I said my domain. Let's go back to my properties. Okay, admin container. Admin name. Domain name, my domain. How does it not know my domain? I built the image. Remember, I built the image, didn't I? Back up here where it says, hey, you have to, maybe I didn't do that part right. You gotta do these properties. You gotta build this. So I did, I built this. Docker images. And I had those properties. So it should know the domain. When you set the domain name, the domain home, this, the domain directory needs to be externalized by using that V, which we did. Admin server as well as the manager needs to read write to the domain home. We are supplying scripts for run admin server to facilitate setting the environment variables defined in the properties. So I think we have this done. I don't like that they kind of switch things, but we'll figure that out. So we're doing stuff. When we do the Docker file, and we say build Docker file, and we name it with dot it's doing these things. It's setting this up. Where's the make dir domain root? It does that. But I didn't have that set up before. Oh, and then we do create WSL domain. So what is this? This says stop container, do the thing, domain home. Domain home, domain name, domain name, domain home is domain home. What's domain name? Domain home. Alright, did we get anything at all? We're in here. I got my domain, I got MS1. Let's do this. My domain. Ooh. Why don't I? Wait a minute. I am in my domain. Servers. Let's do this. MS1 got set up properly, but you know I didn't. Only MS1 did. MS1. Wait. No, my domain did. I shouldn't see MS1 inside of here, right? Oh, I should, because that's what was in the property file. So let's do this. Let's do this. That's what we're in. Right? What could possibly go wrong? Okay. Let's just try that and see. Let's try that and see. Let's go back here. Back to our stuff. Docker PS. Let's stop everything. Everything's good. Docker. Run the admin. Run the admin with those properties. Just kidding. Docker RM. Okay. Run the admin. Cool. Run the managed. My domain. Ah! Docker RM. Now, Docker PS. They're both running. They're good. They still look like they're up. So Docker logs. My domain. It says cannot touch no such file or directory. So can I just like domains my domain servers my domain. Okay. My domain servers my domain. My domain servers my domain servers my domain logs. We think it's that. These are logs. And my domain.log. Actually, I'm just going to leave that there. Let's try this. I said, let's stop my domain. And let's start it. All right. Logs. Look at there. Look at there. We're up. It is starting WLS. We're good. We did it. It's up. It's been a while since I've seen that. We're up. Java hotspot. Oh. Notice and what's up? There are one necessary. The server name, my domain, is unknown to the admin server. That should be fine. The server name, my domain, is unknown. Are you rebooting? Shut down. It did shut down. So it's rebooting this because the server is unknown. Well, here's the thing. I'm all about trying. I have ran this. I've ran this. I think I need to copy these things. But I'm not. So, Argon, thank you so much, man. This has been fun. I feel like I've been streaming to you specifically, and you've been like tagging along. But yeah, I got things running. So I got my containers running. They're up and running, but my managed domain fails, and I think it's because I'm trying to reuse my properties. We're following along. But here's the thing. I've learned enough. I think I've cut myself enough and made a small amount of progress to where now I'm going to reach out for help. I'm going to call my friends over at Oracle, see if I can find somebody that can help me out. I'll call my alliance team. We're going to get connected. I got a window of time here, so I'm going to hurry on this, but I'm not going to spin my wheels, and I don't want you to spin your wheels. Like, you've got questions on whatever you're doing, Spring or ARM64 or Java or Kubernetes or CI/CD or any of those things, you can reach out to me. I'm your person that you can reach out to. I've got people that I reach out to for my Oracle stuff, so I'm going to reach out to them. But just like I'm doing, my example here is I'm not going to spin my wheels just because I can't figure something out. I'm going to ask for help, and it's hard to do sometimes. It's hard to ask for help. It is for me, but I'm doing this as practice. It's what I want you to do. Don't spin your wheels. Ask for help, especially if it's something I can help with. I want you to ask me. So this is what we're doing. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. If you run into something, reach out. Reach out. Let's do this. Am I there? Let's see. So I'm gonna wrap up. Maybe I'll do some other stuff later, but I'm gonna go hang out. I'm gonna go pick up my kids from practice. But I'm not gonna spin my wheels on this one anymore. I'm gonna step forward and I'm gonna try to do some of the other stuff. So here, thanks for joining. After practice, maybe I'll come back because there's a lot of stuff I want to get practice on, and I'll do it here. I'll do it live. But for right now, I'm gonna take a break, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining.